Coming up on NBC 26 today, an arrest has been made in a stabbing incident in Appleton. The latest on the investigation. Plus, a man injured in a plane crash in Oshkosh, what we know this morning. And the devastation from Hurricane Harvey continues to unravel. The latest on those cleanup efforts.
And here back at home, we have a cool front on the way, but it's not here yet. So when you go outside, it's still mild, 67, and the dew point's up there, 60. I'm not talking about one of the most humid days. You'll just step outside and go, all right, still summer. But we do have the cool front on the way. As it moves on through here, you'll know when it's through, your winds are going to shift to the north and west. So here's a look at Skycast, and notice by around mid-morning, if it starts to fire anything, it would be brief, maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm. That's our front. Behind it, the sun going to come back out, and then another chance of a shower or storm as we go into the evening hours. But currently, it's quiet everywhere. 65 in Mountain, mild. 68 Oshkosh, Sheboygan, you're 69 degrees. So again, it's going to be a mild start to your day, but then the front comes through about mid-morning, maybe a stray shower or storm with that. The sun comes back out, then another chance of an evening shower or storm. 75 today, so not too warm, not too cool. But Mo, I do have a cool down, and I'm going to talk about Irma coming up.
All right, thanks so much for that, Fish. And a good morning to all of you. I'm Mo Hyder. Brooks Hafes has a day off. Police have arrested a 42-year-old Appleton man in connection with a stabbing incident at Dieter's Ale House. Appleton police say it happened just before 9 o'clock Saturday night. Two men, a 28-year-old and a 39-year-old, both from the Fox Valley, were taken to the hospital with serious injuries. NBC 26's Max Grossfeld has those latest details.
Police say this man, Luis Avila of Appleton, left the bar on the 800 block of East Northland Avenue after the incident. He was later arrested. According to documents, police brought Avila here to the Outagamie County Jail at just before 4 in the morning. He was booked on charges of first-degree reckless injury and aggravated battery. Dieter's Ale House is back open for business. We tried to speak with bar management, but they declined our request. Kanu Patel owns a Sitco on the same block as Dieter's. He says he's startled to hear about the stabbing.
I've been here many long years and nothing happened. This is a surprise for me.
Patel says this kind of incident is unusual for the area.
My area is very safe, very safety, and nothing happened. I've been since work here so many years and nothing any kind of this kind of the matter.
We reached out to police for an on-camera interview, but they declined our request. Reporting in Appleton, Max Grossfeld, NBC 26.
The FAA and the NTSB are investigating a plane crash at Pioneer Airport in Oshkosh. It happened yesterday around 4 p.m. A 56-year-old man from Minnesota and a 60-year-old man from Tennessee were the only ones on the plane at the time of that crash. One of the men suffered minor injuries and requested to be taken to that hospital. The other did not need medical attention. Milwaukee police are investigating right now after a man was killed in an officer-involved shooting. It happened last night around 10 p.m. Police say they were called to a scene when a large fight broke out. As officers arrived, police say the 37-year-old suspect opened fire. That's when officers fired back, striking the man. The suspect died at the scene. No officers were hurt. Tropical Storm Harvey continues to cause unpreserved disaster across southeast Texas, forcing thousands of families from their homes. Emergency crews continue to work around the clock to handle an overwhelming number of calls for help in and around the nation's fourth largest city. NBC's Sarah Rosario has a story.
It's Labor Day, but it is far from a holiday here in southeast Texas, where cleanup from Harvey is just beginning. While most neighborhoods look like this, some people don't have any homes to return to. In the wake of Hurricane Harvey, deadly floodwaters in southeast Texas are finally starting to recede, leaving displaced homeowners with a mounting mess and heartbreak.
That could be worse. It doesn't matter whether it's 4 inches or 24 inches, it doesn't matter.
While many, like Walter Simmons, are salvaging what they can, others have nowhere to go.
You have to take one day at a time. You save what you can't save, the rest, you can get it back later.
As debris piles high along streets, the damage is widespread and the need is great.
Cold water, guys.
In cities like Beaumont, Texas, many are still without power. Masses wait in line for drinking water as the military ships supplies in.
A lot of the stores are pretty much empty with everything, so.
With donations coming in from across the country and a presidential promise of support, there is a glimmer of hope.
That's what life's about, helping others, getting them through life. We're all in it together.
Something to hold on to for the long road to recovery ahead. And while neighborhoods across Southeast Texas are drying out, there are still concerns for sewage, toxins, and health risks. City officials here in Houston say their first priority is to help clean up some of this debris and to help people find housing as soon as possible. Reporting in Houston, Sarah Rosario. Now back to you.
Wisconsin native J.J. Watt has been doing everything he can to help the victims of Hurricane Harvey. The four-time Pro Bowler gave out supplies with the help of his teammates yesterday. Watt says he felt obligated to give back to the city of Houston because he believes the Texans owe it to the fans.
I can't say thank you enough to the people around the world, to the people around America, to the people of Texas, showing their compassion, showing their true colors, showing that when there's a difficult time, when times get tough, humans step up to help other humans. So I can't say thank you enough to them. I hope everybody in the world gets a chance to see this and understand how much we appreciate it.
So far, Watt has raised $18 million for his Hurricane Harvey relief fund. His original goal was just $200,000.
Closer walk with thee.
And many celebrities have come out to help those in Houston. Harry Connick Jr. turned up at a Houston area church yesterday to lend a hand and his voice to the worship service. Connick says Houston's ordeal brings back a lot of memories of Hurricane Katrina in his hometown of New Orleans. He said it had a very similar sickening feeling, but the good part is that people are pouring out to help those in need. Connick also spent the day outside the church unloading supplies for the Hurricane Harvey relief effort. And back here at home, many people have stepped up to volunteer their time and efforts to get their donations down to Texas. Fatheads and American food groups have partnered together with a truck parked in the Menards in De Pere, all for donations that are going to head to Houston. Owners say she's doing all that she can after seeing the devastation.
We're a strong community, you know, and when things go bad, we're strong enough to get together, you know, and band together as one, you know, and help.
And if you'd like to donate, you can drop it off at any time at Fatheads or at Menards in De Pere. And we've also partnered up with Shopko to help victims of Hurricane Harvey. For several days, we've been collecting donations to fill a truck, which will drive down to those flood zones. If you'd like to help, you can drop off necessary supplies to the Shopko at Bay Park Square, or you can stop by the NBC 26 studio and drop off a donation at any time. For a list of items we need, visit our website at NBC26.com.
Come on, let's fill that truck up. We're almost there. So here's a look at Skycast. Weak front rolling its way on through. Here we are around mid-morning. Maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm for us. You'll know when it's through when your winds shift to the north and west. And then as we go into the evening, another just chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm. What I'm telling you, it's not going to rain all day if you see anything at all. Currently, Kewanee 70, same with Manitowoc, so it's a real mild start. Green Bay 67. But the front going to come on through and then battle the sunshine, so it's not going to get that warm. 75 today, again, that slight chance of a mid-morning shower or thunderstorm, then a break for most of the day into the evening. Mo will be talking more about the work week forecast, a cool down, and the latest on Hurricane Irma coming up.
All right, thanks for that report, Fish. North Korea tested what they call a hydrogen bomb. Japanese authorities say it was an advanced nuclear device. The United States says all options are on the table if they want to respond. NBC News correspondent Edward Lawrence joins us from Washington to break it all down.
Well, good morning, Mo. North Korea's leader likes to provoke the U.S. during our holidays. Well, this was a blast heard around the world. The North Korean test of an advanced nuclear device sent shockwaves around the globe. The U.S., Japan, France, Great Britain, and South Korean diplomats all called for an emergency UN Security Council meeting this morning.
In North Korea right now, it's the most dangerous place on the face of the planet.
South Korea responded by test firing a surface-to-surface ballistic missile. President Donald Trump met with his national security team at the White House. Afterwards, Defense Secretary Jim Mattis gave a stern warning to the North Korean leader.
Any threat to the United States or its territories, including Guam, or our allies, will be met with a massive military response, a response both effective and overwhelming.
President Trump remained vague when asked if he would order an attack on the rogue nation.
Mr. President, will you attack North Korea?
The president tweeted he's considering ending all trade with any country doing business with North Korea. That means cutting economic ties with China.
I will draft a package for his strong consideration that would go as far as cutting off all trade or other business.
A threat designed to get the Chinese government off the sidelines and actively engaged in getting North Korea to end hostilities. This was the largest nuclear test ever done in North Korea. The country now claims that they can mount a nuclear warhead on a missile. In Washington, Edward Lawrence, NBC 26.
President Donald Trump is expected to end the Obama-era DACA program, but not right away. Sources say the president won't take any action for at least 6 months. That allows Congress time to come up with a permanent solution. The program allows undocumented immigrants who came to the U.S. as children to study and work in the country without fear of deportation. An announcement is expected tomorrow. A Wisconsin lawmaker has resurrected his bill calling for stripping repeat drunk drivers of their licenses for at least a decade. Republican Senator Van Vongaard's proposal calls for revoking licenses of anyone who commits 4 or more OWI offenses or anyone who commits 2 or more offenses and has at least 2 convictions for serious crimes involving a vehicle. The measure is up for a public hearing tomorrow in the Judiciary Senate Committee. Legislators' Joint Finance Committee is set to vote as well on the state's $3 billion incentive package for Foxconn. The Assembly has already passed a bill. Committee approval would set up a vote in the Senate. And if you're hitting the road for Labor Day, the Wisconsin DOT says it should be a little easier to get around. The DOT is pumping the brakes on construction projects around the state, but drivers might see some lane restrictions in work zones. They will be suspended until September 5th. The DOT says make sure to buckle up and don't drive distracted. And the fight for 15 takes to the streets this Labor Day. The movement to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour has protest plans in hundreds of cities across the country. Hospital workers are expected to also join those rallies in a number of areas, particularly in the Midwest. St. Francis Xavier Cathedral will close for renovations this month through November. Yesterday was the last Mass before the upcoming changes. Many updates such as restoring oil paintings, replacing the flooring, and completing maintenance will be done. During renovations, Mass will be relocated to St. John the Evangelist Parish in Green Bay. The cathedral's Mass times will also be carried over. The updated cathedral will open Saturday, December 2nd at 4 p.m. Well, still ahead, what better way to enjoy Labor Day than some good weather along with some good eats? There's a place to go for just that after the break.
Sounds good to me, Mo. Now, we have to wait for this front to come on through. As it does mid-morning, slight chance of a shower. I'll let you know, though, when the real cool air makes it here and the latest on Hurricane Irma. All that in your full Storm Shield forecast coming up. Stay with us.
You're connected to NBC 26 Today with Brooke Hayes, meteorologist Michael Fish, remote weather with meteorologist Matt Hoffman, and Emily Meyer. NBC 26 Today, keeping you connected.
Welcome back. Now, one way to take advantage of nice Labor Day weather is to go out and have a picnic. The annual Labor Day Family Picnic kicks off at 11 o'clock at Bay Beach. It's sponsored by the Greater Green Bay Labor Council's Community Service Program. The event is open to the general public. It's $10 for adults and $5 for kids. The picnic is scheduled to go on until 4 in the afternoon. Also today, a new Packers fence theme will be unveiled. You may recognize this home on Shadow Lane, just right across from Lambeau Field. It's an annual tradition started by the original owners, and the current owner, Frederick Harsh, carries it on until this very day. That event starts at 1 o'clock.
And only in Wisconsin and only Packers fans could get that excited for a fence.
Get a picnic, you can watch a fence, a lot to do today.
There is a lot to do today. And you know what? Most of our day should be all right if you have plans outside. Slight chance of a shower or storm, but I still think one of the biggest weather stories is Hurricane Irma. Now, the latest wind sustained 115 miles per hour, gusts to 140, so it's a Cat 3. And Irma, look at this latest track from the National Hurricane Center. We were hoping some of these models would come true and it would kind of skirt its way off to the north and east. Look at the latest forecast. That's not happening. This is not good. So I'll keep you updated as we head throughout the week with that. But as far as here back at home, we're all right. It's a mild start to the day, 67 degrees. The cool front is not through yet. And you can tell, look at our dew point, still up at 60 degrees. So a little taste of summer to start our day. Winds out of the southwest. Once they shift to the north and west, you'll know that the front is through. But nothing really going on along the front, but still, as it moves through, can't rule out that chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm, mainly mid-morning the way it looks right now. You saw it right there, and by the time we get into the afternoon, front's going to be through, sun going to come back out, and then another chance of a shower or thunderstorm as we go into the evening hours. But what I'm trying to tell you is that if you see rain, not going to last all day. It should be pretty brief. Yesterday, we had 79 in Green Bay. You see all the 80s, 90s around us, but I did say a cool front's coming through. So that's bringing in some cooler Canadian air, but it's going to battle with the sunshine today, so it's not going to be that cool, not that warm, just kind of in between. 75 I have as our high temperature, but right now you got O'Connell, 65 degrees, a mildish 70, Kewanee, Manitowoc, Oshkosh. You're at 68 degrees to start the day, and dew points again, they're up there a little bit, but behind the front, once it moves on through, drier air working its way on in. Again, we're going to have that battle going on with sunshine and the cooler air behind the cool front. So it's right about here. Not much going on with it, but once it comes on through, again, we're going to shift the winds to the north and west. And as it does mainly around the mid-morning hours, could see a stray shower or thunderstorm and then a secondary shot of cooler air for tonight. So here's Skycast. Here's 11:30 this morning. And notice those couple isolated showers, maybe a thunderstorm, just passing on through. Then the front's going to move through. The sun's going to come right back out. And then here's the secondary shot of cooler air. And with it, could see a stray shower or thunderstorm going into the evening hours, but that wouldn't last all night. And here's tomorrow. You get a little bit of daytime heating. Watch what happens. These instability showers popping up as we head through the afternoon. But today, 75. It's going to be breezy out there. Maybe a shower in the mid-morning hours. That would be our cool front passing on through. Then the sun comes back out. And then another chance of a shower, maybe a thunderstorm as we go through tonight. That not going to last all night, 51, and tomorrow. Get a couple instability showers popping up with the heating of the day, I say. 64, that's it for a high. So a taste of fall on Tuesday, another taste on Wednesday with another chance of a shower out there. And then after that, we'll slowly start moderating things. So Mo, as far as today is concerned, if you would see a couple raindrops, it would be brief, wouldn't last all day. So if you have plans, most of your day all right, it's just going to be breezy.
So you can go out for a little bit.
I'll go out for most of the day. You'll be fine for most of the day.
Most of the day. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Fish. All right, well, German explosive experts defused a World War II bomb this weekend after a mass evacuation of 60,000 people in Frankfurt. It was a British bomb dropped on the city more than 70 years ago, but still dangerous. The fire chief warned that an uncontrolled explosion could flatten a city block. The massive bomb was found in a ground at a construction site last Tuesday. The evacuation needed to defuse it safely, but the biggest war in Germany since the war. More than 1,000 emergency service workers cleared the area around the bomb. The all-day effort took longer than planned, but officials said they were relieved that it was successful. And still ahead, with summer coming to an end, experts say it's a good time to start thinking about flu shots for kids. See some of the latest recommended vaccinations. And welcome back. Labor Day is here, and some say that's the unofficial end of the summer, which means it's time to start thinking about fall flu shots. New this morning, a leading group of pediatricians have released its latest vaccine recommendations for kids. Erica Edwards reports.
All right, so you're getting your flu shot today.
It happens every single year. Flu season. Doctors say everyone over 6 months,
look that way,
should be vaccinated.
You did great.
Kids are high on the priority list.
Children are the great distributors of the influenza virus. They give it to each other and then they bring it home and give it to grandparents and uncles and aunts and moms and dads.
The American Academy of Pediatrics is advising pediatricians to offer the vaccine as soon as it's available, certainly before the end of October.
He's of age to get the flu shot, just curious.
Some children have chronic conditions like asthma that increase their risk for complications.
The flu shot for infants and children is extremely important, so we advocate 150%.
Even though last year's vaccine was only about 50% effective, experts still say it's the best option we have to protect against the flu.
Influenza is a serious illness. It can take a healthy person and make them so sick that they have to go to the emergency room and be admitted, and it can happen fast, within 24 hours.
For a second year in a row, doctors are not recommending the nasal spray, meaning kids will have to endure the shot.
1, 2, 3, all done.
Whether they like it or not. Erica Edwards, NBC News.
That vaccine is also recommended for women who are breastfeeding, pregnant, or even thinking about becoming pregnant. Well, turning to weather now, Fish joined us at the weather deck. Fish, you, like I said earlier, look pretty comfortable out there.
Yeah, it's not bad, Mo. And by the way, those crying babies when they get the shot, that sounds like me when I get mine. Here's a look at the map around the state. Precipitation, not much going on, but as the front rolls its way on through, can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Right now, it looks like around mid-morning, late morning. Going to pass on through, and then the sun's coming right back out. Current conditions, front's not through yet. So it's 67 degrees out, and even as it passes on through with maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm, we're going to have the battle going on between sunshine and the cooler air, and that gives us 75 degrees. So, Mo, it's not going to be that warm of day, not that cool of day, but be aware it's going to be breezy if you have any boating plans. All in all, not a wash today.
Mentioned about like babies crying. You have no reason to cry out there right now.
No, not at all. It's fine.
Well, let's hope it stays that way. Thank you so much, Fish. All right, with the Packers trimming their roster to the final 53, check out the new additions, how they're expected to bring to the table after the break.
And now, NBC 26 Sports with Chris Barrier.
Good Monday morning. On Saturday, the Green and Gold finalized their 53-man roster, though it really was anything but final because yesterday the free agent frenzy began and the Packers started making moves. After a few weeks of speculation, the team officially signed free agent linebacker Ahmad Brooks. The 6'3", 259-pounder was released by the 49ers a couple of weeks ago, but he brings a lot of experience to Titletown. He was a 2003 Pro Bowler, and he has 53.5 career sacks, including that one against Aaron Rodgers. The Packers also claimed defensive end Chris Odom off waivers from Atlanta. The 22-year-old out of Arkansas State was a free agent pickup for the Falcons. In college, Odom led the Sun Belt Conference's senior season with 12.5 sacks. That was 5th best in the country. So another good pickup. But signing players meant the team had to clear up space on the 53-man roster, and linebacker Jaron Elliott is the odd man out. Elliott was traded to the Dallas Cowboys in exchange for a conditional 7th-round pick in 2018. He played 3 seasons in Green Bay, recording 4 sacks and 1 interception. For a full list of all the Packers roster moves and their current depth chart, log on to our website, NBC26.com. Have a great Labor Day, everybody.
All right, lots of moves, Chris. Speaking of sports, the first day of school is tomorrow, and for a lot of kids in Northeast Wisconsin, they may think about trying out a new one. A recent study says participating in a sport is another great way to improve students' physical and mental well-being. According to the government's Office of Adolescent Health, athletics help kids build positive connections with adults. Sports also encourage risk-taking, improve leadership skills, and promote healthy habits, all at a young age. And college students will also be out the door this week. Some students may feel stressed throughout the year, but studies show spending some time with a furry friend could help. Researchers found a 20-minute session with a therapy dog can significantly reduce stress in college students. Experts say offering canine therapy on college campuses could improve students' achievement and decrease those dropout rates.
What they don't come up with. Interesting study. All right, here's a look at radar around the state. It's quiet, but I do have a cool front working its way on through the areas we had through the morning hours here, and with it some clouds and maybe a hit or miss shower, maybe a rumble of thunder with it. But once that passes, the sun's going to come back out for the afternoon. The wind will shift to the north and west. Once that happens, that's when you'll know the front's through. And then another chance of maybe a shower or thunderstorm this evening, and overnight we're going to quiet things down. So like I said, the cool front is not through yet, so it's a mild start to the day. 67 Green Bay, Appleton, you're 66. Sister Bay, not too bad either, 68 degrees. But even with that cool front rolling on through, it's not going to get that cold because we're starting off so mildly here. Here we are by noon, still 70 degrees, and even this afternoon in the 70s, going up to a high of 75 degrees. So that slight chance of a mid-morning shower or a thunderstorm with the cool front passage. And Mo, if you missed the forecast for the rest of this upcoming work week, I'll have that in our next half hour.
I would certainly look forward to that, Fish. Also still to come, Oshkosh police and fire department officials investigating a plane crash that sent one man to the hospital.
Harvey is gone, but its damage remains. I'm Sarah Rosario. I'll have a first-hand look at the long road to recovery here in Southeast Texas.
Thanks a lot for joining us this morning, everybody. How about yesterday's weather?
Not bad, not bad.
Oh, man. Won't have many days like those, but we do have a cool front on the way for today, Mo, and I've been tracking it, but it's not here yet. You can tell it's 67 mild degrees currently in Green Bay. Dew point's still up there at 60, but by the time we get to around mid-morning, that front going to be passing on through. Right now, I'm not seeing anything along it, but still the chances there of maybe an isolated shower or a thunder shower moving through again around the mid-morning hours. That moves on out, then the sun comes right back out. Wind's going to shift to the north and west, and then another chance, maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm this evening, and then we quiet it down through the overnight. Current temperatures, again, the front's not through, so it's still 70. Manitowoc, Kewaunee, 68 in Oshkosh. Again, that slight chance of a morning shower or thunderstorm, then the sun comes back out. Another chance tonight, going up to 75 degrees. But, Mo, I'm talking about a work week cool down and the latest on Hurricane Irma coming up. All right, we look forward to that report, Fish. Now, police have arrested a 42-year-old Appleton man in connection with a stabbing incident at Dieter's Ale House. Appleton police say it happened just before 9 o'clock Saturday night. Two men, a 28-year-old and a 39-year-old, both from the Fox Valley, were taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Police say Luis Avila of Appleton left the bar after the incident. He was later on arrested. The FAA and the NTSB are investigating after a plane crash at the Pioneer Airport in Oshkosh. It happened yesterday around 4 p.m. A 56-year-old man from Minnesota and a 60-year-old man from Tennessee were the only ones on that plane at the time of the crash. One of the men suffered minor injuries and requested to be taken to the hospital. The other did not need medical attention. Milwaukee police are investigating right now after a man was killed in an officer-involved shooting. It all happened last night around 10 p.m. Police say they were called to the scene when a large fight broke out. As officers arrived, police say the 37-year-old suspect opened fire. That's when officers fired back, striking the man. The suspect died at the scene and no officers were hurt. Tropical storm Harvey continues to cause disaster across southeast Texas, forcing thousands of families to leave their homes. Emergency crews continue to work around the clock to handle an overwhelming number of calls for help in and around the nation's fourth largest city. NBC's Sarah Rosario has a story.
It's Labor Day, but it is far from a holiday here in southeast Texas, where cleanup from Harvey is just beginning. While most neighborhoods look like this, some people don't have any homes to return to. In the wake of Hurricane Harvey, deadly floodwaters in southeast Texas are finally starting to recede, leaving displaced homeowners with a mounting mess and heartbreak.
That could be worse. Doesn't matter whether it's 4 inches or 24 inches, it doesn't matter.
While many, like Walter Simmons, are salvaging what they can, others have nowhere to go.
You have to take one day at a time. You save what you can't save. The rest, you can get it back later.
As debris piles high along streets, the damage is widespread and the need is great.
Cold water, guys.
In cities like Beaumont, Texas, many are still without power. Masses wait in line for drinking water as the military ships supplies in.
A lot of the stores are pretty much empty with everything, so.
With donations coming in from across the country and a presidential promise of support, there is a glimmer of hope.
That's what life's about, helping others, getting them through life. We're all in it together.
Something to hold on to for the long road to recovery ahead. And while neighborhoods across southeast Texas are drying out, there are still concerns for sewage, toxins, and health risks. City officials here in Houston say their first priority is to help clean up some of this debris and to help people find housing as soon as possible. Reporting in Houston, Sarah Rosario. Now back to you.
Wisconsin native J.J. Watt has been doing everything he can to help the victims of Hurricane Harvey. The four-time Pro Bowler gave out supplies with the help of his teammates yesterday. Watt says he felt obligated to give back to the city of Houston because he believes the Texans owe it to the fans.
I can't say thank you enough to the people around the world, to the people around America, to the people of Texas, showing their compassion, showing their true colors, showing that when there's a difficult time, when times get tough, humans step up to help other humans. So I can't say thank you enough to them. I hope everybody in the world gets a chance to see this and understand how much we appreciate it.
Now, so far, Watt has raised $18 million for his Hurricane Harvey Relief Fund. His original goal was just $200,000. We've partnered up with Shopko to help victims of Hurricane Harvey. For several days, we've been collecting donations to fill a truck, which will drive down to the flood zones. If you'd like to help, you can drop off necessary supplies at the Shopko at Bay Park Square, or you can stop by here at the NBC 26 studio and drop off a donation at any time. For a list of items needed, visit our website at NBC26.com.
And there's been a great turnout for that so far, so thank you very much for doing that. Remember, we can still fill that truck. So Skycast today, weak cool front rolling on through. As it does, could touch off an isolated shower or thunderstorm, but once that's through, the sun comes back out again. And then another just slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm going through the evening hours. Overnight, we'll kind of clear things out just a little bit and really cool things down. But the front's not through yet, so it's mild. 66 Appleton. Antigo, you're at 64, still holding on to 68 in Shawano. And once that cool front's through, it's not going to get that cool today. 75 degrees, again, that stray morning shower or thunderstorm, then a break, then another chance this evening. But Mo, we'll talk about a bigger cool down on the way and the latest on Hurricane Irma coming up.
All right, thanks, Fish. Now, North Korea tested what they call a hydrogen bomb. Japanese authorities say it was an advanced nuclear device. The United Nations says all options are on the table if the U.S. wants to respond. NBC News correspondent Edward Lawrence joins us from Washington to break it all down.
Well, good morning, Mo. North Korea's leader likes to provoke the U.S. during our holidays. Well, this was a blast heard around the world. The North Korean test of an advanced nuclear device sent shockwaves around the globe. The U.S., Japan, France, Great Britain, and South Korean diplomats all called for an emergency UN Security Council meeting this morning.
So North Korea right now, it's the most dangerous place on the face of the planet.
South Korea responded by test firing a surface-to-surface ballistic missile. President Donald Trump met with his national security team at the White House. Afterwards, Defense Secretary Jim Mattis gave a stern warning to the North Korean leader.
Any threat to the United States or its territories, including Guam, or our allies, will be met with a massive military response, a response both effective and overwhelming.
President Trump remained vague when asked if he would order an attack on the rogue nation.
Mr. President, will you attack North Korea?
The president tweeted he's considering ending all trade with any country doing business with North Korea. That means cutting economic ties with China.
I will draft a package for his strong consideration that would go as far as cutting off all trade or other business.
A threat designed to get the Chinese government off the sidelines and actively engaged in getting North Korea to end hostilities. This was the largest nuclear test ever done in North Korea. The country now claims that they can mount a nuclear warhead on a missile. In Washington, Edward Lawrence, NBC 26.
And President Donald Trump is expected to end the Obama-era DACA program, but not right away. Sources say the president won't take any action for at least 6 months. That allows Congress time to come up with a permanent solution. The program allows undocumented immigrants who came to the U.S. as children to study and work in the country without fear of deportation. An announcement is expected tomorrow. And that decision could impact hundreds of people enrolled in the program. David Johnson spoke with Madison College student about her concerns for the future.
The thing that I really just know about is the Independence Day and Cinco de Mayo.
Alondra Ketchel was born in Mexico, but she doesn't know much about her native country.
I don't know much of its history. I try to.
The 20-year-old student was brought to the U.S. by her parents when she was just 3 years old. But she's worried that she and her sister may be deported if President Trump pulls the plug on the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA.
Sometime today or over the weekend, we'll have a decision.
It will affect a lot of people, a lot of kids, a lot of youth, and also their parents right now.
The Obama-era program temporarily protects undocumented immigrants who arrived in this country as children.
It is basically a temporary work permit for certain youth that was brought to the United States before they turned 16.
Immigration attorney Luca Weiss-Otteson says it will force people into the shadows.
I have clients with a master's and a PhD degree, and they're worried that either they're going to get deported or they're going to have to go live in the shadows and start, working for $5 an hour or minimum wage, doing dishes at a restaurant.
Ketchel fears immigration agents will start making arrests in the middle of the night.
They have where we live, they have everything that they need. So there comes that fear too.
and the stress of being in limbo is beginning to take its toll.
We're putting all our effort, all our sweat, all our sleepless nights into this. And to some of us, it's getting into our heads.
That was David Johnson reporting. And then there were two. Check out the men from Somiko who got their eyes set on the prize in the American Ninja Warrior contest. Coming up right after the break.
And I'm watching a weak cool front that's going to be passing on through this morning. Maybe a stray shower or storm with that. I'll let you know when some real cool air makes it in here, and the latest on Hurricane Irma and that full storm shield forecast coming up. Stay with us.
All right, thanks for staying with us. A local bakery is asking your help in winning the Coolest Thing Made in Wisconsin title. Uncle Mike's Sea Salt Caramel Pecan Kringle has been nominated for the contest. Right now, they're trying to get into the Sweet 16 and will need to pass another 3 rounds to win. Voting starts today and it ends on the 11th. Just head to madeinwis.com to vote. And 2 Somiko men will be competing in the American Ninja Warrior finals tonight. Luke Chambers and Drew Knapp are in the quarterfinal round in Vegas. A $1 million prize is set for the last man standing. That show airs tonight here on NBC 26.
Why do I feel like we keep having these guys and girls from Wisconsin on Ninja Warrior?
I don't know. I'd rather talk about the Kringle or like eat the Kringle than actually participate on Ninja Warrior because that's less work.
We'd rather take in more calories than burn them. That's what you're saying.
That's the motto.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Hope everyone takes it easy today. And of course, the last day of your holiday weekend. But I've been watching the tropics, and I've been watching Hurricane Irma here. The latest on her, Category 3, that's a major hurricane. 115 mile per hour sustained winds, gusts to 140. And look at the latest forecast path, strengthening to Category 4. And then look at this, getting close to Cuba and Florida. That's the latest. And right now I was looking at the latest spaghetti trends, trying to curve its way up and make landfall in Florida. That's the latest. But again, stay tuned with this with the forecast. Either way, it's not looking good for the United States as of right now. We'll be watching that all week long. But currently in Green Bay, it's quiet. We have a cool front on the way, but it's not through yet. You can tell. Look at the temperature, 67. The dew point's still up there at 60, so a little taste of summer to start the day. But once that front comes on through, well, the winds are going to shift around, and then the sun's going to come back out. And the front is right about, I can see it right there. But not much falling out of it. But still, as we go through the middle morning hours, watch Skycast here, the clouds with it, and then when we go through the middle morning, maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm with it. The sun going to come right back out, and then going into the evening, another chance of a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm, and those will die out as the night goes on. What I'm saying is it's not going to be a wash if you see anything today. So yesterday, though, look at 79 in Green Bay, the 80s, the 90s around us. You're like, oh, great for today. No, I did say cool front. That going to be dipping on through the area as we go through the mid-morning hours here. But again, it's not through yet. 68 Shawano, 64 Appleton, Oshkosh 68, a very mild 70 degrees in Manitowoc. So a mild start to our day. And even when I said cool front, behind it, remember, we're starting off so warm, it's not going to get that cool this afternoon, but the dew points are going to drop. Behind that cool front, the wind going to shift to the northwest, ushering in some drier air, and then a secondary front for tonight. That brings us the cooler air that you'll feel tomorrow. You'll notice the difference. Here's a look at Skycast. Again, mid-morning, maybe around the noon hour to the south, a stray shower or thunderstorm. The sun comes back out, and then another chance of a shower or thunderstorm going into the evening. But again, that would be isolated. And then here's tomorrow, maybe a stray instability shower or two as we head through the day, or I should say a little bit more on the scattered side as we head into the afternoon. But today, if you'd see anything, very isolated. 75 degrees. Once the wind shifts to the northwest, you'll know the front's through. The sun going to come right back out. For tonight, a couple showers, maybe a stray thunderstorm possible. Not an all-night event. And then tomorrow, there's the fall air. 64 scattered afternoon showers developing. That's instability showers on the backside of a low. Still feeling like fall for Wednesday, 63. And then by the end of the week, slowly moderating the temperatures, Mo. So, you know, we've had these yesterday, a beautiful warm day. Today, still not too bad. Maybe a stray shower, thunderstorm out there, but still mid-70s, we can handle it. Fall comes tomorrow.
Take advantage of it when you can.
Yeah, you can. Last day of it.
All right. Thank you so much, Fish. All right, local church is getting some big upgrades where members will need to go for mass during renovations after the break. All right, turning to weather now. Fish, we were talking about outdoor plans earlier. It seemed like you're having a nice time out there.
It's fine. The cool front isn't through yet, Mo. It's just a little bit breezy. And I'm trying to even track where the front is just by using radar, and I can just barely see it. It's just barely being picked up. But notice not much going on along with it as it passes on through. Maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm around the mid-morning hour, and then the sun's going to come right back out. Currently, though, because the front isn't through, it's still 67 in Green Bay, so a mild start to our day. But again, as far as the forecast, it's not going to be that warm, not that cool. 75 degrees in Green Bay. You see our better chance of showers and storms in the afternoon off to our north and west. Our main chance is going to be this evening, but even that would be isolated most. So most of our day today, if you'd see anything, it would be brief. Not a bad day.
All right, brief like you said. Thank you so much, Fish. St. Francis Xavier Cathedral will close for renovations this month through November. Yesterday was the last Mass before the upcoming changes. Many updates such as restoring oil paintings, replacing the flooring, and completing maintenance will be done. During renovations, Mass will be relocated to St. John the Evangelist Parish in Green Bay. St. Francis will reopen Saturday, December 2nd at 4 p.m. And as just in, the royal family released in a statement today that the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are expecting their third child. Princess Kate is once again suffering from severe morning sickness. She will not attend a planned event today due to the illness. No word yet on when to expect baby number 3's arrival. And we're taking a live look at the Green Bay Tower Cam. You're watching NBC 26 today. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, Fish. I think since Labor Day, people will plan on going out, though.
Yeah, and most of our days all right, Mo. It's a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm this morning with a cool front passage. Then the sun's going to come back out, and then another chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm this evening. Not an all-night event. Fall's back in full effect Tuesday and Wednesday, and after that, it's going to be a slow moderating trend into next weekend.
So moderating trend, just look forward to Thursday, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, well, thank you so much for watching NBC 26 today. The Today Show is up next. We'll go ahead and see you tomorrow. Have a great day.